58-year-old Maria del Pilar has always earned close to Colombia's minimum wage, first as a porcelain craftsmaker, now as a domestic worker.
I used to make a little more than minimum wage, and it was tough, but I had enough for what I needed. Now the minimum wage isn't enough because everything is much more expensive.
In Colombia, 2022 ended with inflation above 13%, the highest rate in more than 2 decades. That's why the government announced a second double-digit increase in the country's monthly minimum wage, 16%. More than last year's 10% hike. The government, businesses, and unions negotiated the new minimum wage. President Gustavo Petro says he hopes the increase will help restore purchasing power and boost internal demand in Colombia. Workers like Arevalo say they still don't feel it will make a significant difference because of the rising cost of living.
I used to spend 600,000 Colombian pesos at the supermarket, and I would come out with 6 bags full of food. Now that amount of money can only get me 2 or 3 grocery bags full of food.
At least one economist says increasing Colombia's minimum wage by 26% in 2 years could boomerang on workers.
If
the economy begins to slow down, what will happen is companies will sell less and have to lay off employees. That may speed up a recession process and bring about a rise in the informal job sector.
The United Nations says Colombia's GDP is expected to grow 1.5% in 2023, compared to 8% growth in 2022, a decline of more than 81%. The forecast is part of a global economic slowdown predicted by the International Monetary Fund. According to the IMF, a third of the world's countries are expected to enter recession this year. Michelle Begue, CGTN, Bogota, Colombia.